the Americans didn't win the war, Hitler lost it. So his main issue with what happened was obviously the man impersonated Hitler himself was the problem. How do I approach it? I approach it like any other character that has a mission and a dream of making the world a better place through his eyes, right? So that's my job, is to figure out what is his mission and how much will he pay for that.
I think this was a misalignment, I think, for her. And maybe there was I think the propaganda of our history and government at the time pinned the Panthers as terrorists, essentially. And I was just like, just fielding all this information as to why there was a better recruitment for someone who looked like me to be part of the agency and to represent the American government in our particular story. And then she was unfortunately assigned to work with Nazis. Whether or not she had full understanding of of what they've done in the past, I don't think so. But I think it was just pitting in for our story and for our sake of, here is a black woman who fits in this world. It's the 1960s, and this is possibly why.
Jim had called me, and he said he had a small role for me, and have a look at it and have a read. And originally the character was German, and for me, I had a problem with why does he want to be a part of this ideology? I had a really hard time figuring that out. And then we decided to make the character American to sort of show those things that were happening at that contemporary time. And basically how this character, he just doesn't belong to anyone else. So it really magnifies his loyalty to Voller, and thinking that he's getting on a train early to some sort of success.
In this case, obviously, the costumes matter a lot for all of us. It's a timepiece, it's a time period thing. None of us do have that back home and can bring to the set. We have wearing glasses, both of the characters, if you're looking for similarities. We also have a hat once in a while. But besides that, I mean, I'm on the other end of the scale. I'm a high-class scientist working now for the Americans, who apparently don't think I've done anything wrong in the past. Werner von Braun, it comes to mind, everybody knows about him. So we looked at him and a few others, there were more than one, there was thousands, and also in Soviet Union at this point. But we looked at his style, his hair, he had a suave on him. And it was like he was just walking around the streets of America as if there was no past. And it's fascinating to watch how much he integrated and nobody lifted an eyebrow. So we took some of that as an inspiration.
I mean, I think I appreciated it. I think we see, a more of a diverse energy, and the idea of protesting and anti-war sentiment, and just the way I think America was alive at that time, and love and peace and all that. I think is just a wonderful way to kind of to close this journey.
Yeah, we probably wouldn't have the movie because Harrison would have had a DH twice if it wasn't perfectly set in this time. That's the beauty of the script, is that it has really figured out how to make Indiana Jones in the story, because obviously after the 1940s everything phased out, but they have a really brilliant way of still infusing that classic good and evil Indiana Jones against the Nazis sort of theme. That was incredible. We blocked off entire city streets in Scotland that was meant to be New York, and you're riding motorcycles down staircases and jumping horses over turnstiles. It was a huge scale of a set, and but that's all to Jim and his magic of filmmaking. It's a great action sequence.
I think initially I had some concerns about the way my character exited the film. There's just some language around it, and just I think a little bit of demeaning that I don't think was necessary, and was able to bring that up to Jim, and he was like, "That's something we flagged," and we were to talk about it a little bit more, and I think that helped. But also, I think putting my character in a bit of a power position. She's an agent. She has a bit of authority, and she's a representative of the U.S. government. Though she is a bit, she ends up, things get a bit out of hand, and realizing that there's a bit more of a, I guess, a strength from these guys in a way. I think it was lovely to not just be just, I don't know, something random. I feel like that had more stake and more presence in the piece.